Let's set the scene. You are sitting at your desk, sipping your lukewarm coffee, and suddenly it hits you. Your boss is hiding something. Maybe it's something small, like they're secretly planning an office karaoke night. Or maybe it's big, really big. Fraud big. Layoffs big. We're bankrupt, but let's pretend everything is fine kind of big. Now you're sitting with this information like a hot potato that could either burn your career or cook up a righteous whistleblower casserole. So do you speak out or shut up? This question isn't just juicy gossip fodder. It's a workplace dilemma rooted in psychology, law, ethics, and let's be honest, your personal tolerance for office drama. The truth is, secrets in the workplace are as common as unpaid internships, and the choice to speak out is rarely clear-cut. If you're thinking, Anna, maybe I'll just ignore it and hope it goes away, you're not alone. In fact, about 42% of employees report that their leaders withhold important information from staff, according to Harvard Business School. That's not just inconvenient, it actively erodes trust, morale, and the will to ever open another company memo. So why do people keep secrets in the first place? Psychologically, it's kind of thrilling. Studies have found that keeping secrets triggers a release of oxytocin, the same hormone you get from hugs, puppies, or finally closing all your 47 Chrome tabs. You feel important, connected, like you're part of an elite club. That warm fuzzy feeling is often quickly replaced by stress, guilt, and insomnia. Stanford Graduate School of Business notes that people who hold work-related secrets often feel isolated. The weight of secrecy doesn't just sit on your shoulders, it burrows into your mental health. Now let's get real. Not all secrets are created equal. There's a difference between hiding that you're organizing a surprise party and covering up, say, accounting fraud. But many employees, when they catch wind of something shady, are left thinking, if I say something, will I be the next to go? That's a fair concern, because while the media often glorifies whistleblowers, the reality is far less glamorous. Think less brave truth teller on the cover of Time, and more stressed person in HR's office trying not to cry into their travel mug. According to extensive research, roughly 83% of whistleblowers attempt to report issues internally before going public. That means they try to play fair, talk to the boss, file with HR, call the ethics hotline. Yet despite those good intentions, up to 38% of them face some kind of retaliation, ranging from being ostracized to being demoted or straight up fired. And while laws like Sarbanes-Oxley and Dodd-Frank in the US offer legal protection, they don't guarantee a peaceful ride. Whistleblowers often suffer mental health consequences including anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and in severe cases, suicidal ideation. That's a pretty steep price to pay for doing the right thing. So when should you speak up? Let's break it down with a simple reality check. First, assess the secret. Is it mild and mostly harmless, like your boss's tabbed up microwaving fish in the office kitchen? Maybe let that one slide, although someone should really have a word. But if the secret involves unethical practices, illegal actions, or dangerous decisions, your silence could make you complicit. This is especially true in cases where the boss might be asking you to fudge numbers, ignore safety regulations, or sweep harassment under the rug. At that point, you're not just an employee, you're a character in a corporate thriller. And if you think HR will always save the day, think again. Many Reddit threads, and a whole lot of real-world experience, reveal that HR departments often act less like neutral referees and more like legal bodyguards for the company. In other words, they're not always on your side. That's why it's critical to document everything. If you suspect your boss is hiding something major, start keeping a personal record, dates, times, emails, weird conversations by the water cooler. You want receipts, not just to protect yourself, but to lend credibility to your claims if you decide to escalate things. Imagine your boss is secretly raising llamas in the office basement. Hey, we said imagine. You overhear them taking calls about wool quality and spitting training. Do you blow the whistle? Or do you ask for a discount on the first batch of alpaca scarves? Sure, it's funny when the secret is llama related, but when the secret is financial fraud or something that could harm people, that's when your decision really matters. There's also something called psychological safety, the idea that people feel safe to speak up at work without fear of embarrassment or punishment. It's not about coddling or creating an emotion-only workplace. It's about giving people the freedom to share ideas, raise concerns, or admit mistakes without immediate backlash. Companies that promote psychological safety tend to have more innovation, better communication, and fewer lawsuits, because people are engaged and unafraid to collaborate. Studies have shown that when employees feel heard, they're more likely to contribute unique insights, flag risks early, and invest emotionally in the company's mission. But too much comfort can backfire. In overly relaxed environments, employees can get complacent, avoiding confrontation or difficult truths because they don't want to rock the boat. The goal isn't to create a come-by-campfire circle. It's to build a workplace where people can say, "Hey, this seems wrong," and not immediately be handed a cardboard box for their desk plants. It's about respect, not relaxation. Let's talk about bosses for a minute. When a supervisor is keeping big secrets and also bullying, humiliating, or manipulating employees, they might be engaging in something called abusive supervision. This is not just a bad boss, it's a leadership style that fosters fear, compliance, and often lawsuits. It poisons the workplace culture, creating an atmosphere where employees are too scared to speak up or even do their best work. In fact, research shows that abusive bosses create more defiance in the workplace. Employees under abusive leaders are more likely to steal, slack off, or even sabotage company goals. The ripple effect can be huge. Morale drops, turnover spikes, and even high performers may disengage or leave. Turns out, fear-based management isn't exactly a winning strategy. If your boss is a tyrant wrapped in business casual, it's not just annoying, it's dangerous. Now you might be wondering what the exit plan is if you do decide to speak out. First, try internal channels. Talk to your boss if you feel safe. If not, go to HR or use a company whistleblower hotline. Make sure your report is professional, detailed, and factual. Don't walk in shouting accusations unless your goal is to recreate a courtroom drama in the break room. If the internal path fails, you may need to explore external reporting, regulatory bodies, legal advisors, or even the media. Just know that once the toothpaste is out of the tube, it's not going back in. Speaking out is noble, but it should be strategic. If you're still unsure, think about this. What's the potential harm of staying silent? Could someone get hurt? Could the company face legal trouble? Could you wake up 3 years from now, plagued by the guilt of what you didn't say? On the flip side, could speaking out ruin your career, isolate you from your coworkers, or land you in a lengthy court case? It's not a choice between good and bad. It's often a choice between hard and harder. That said, here's some practical wisdom. Trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Seek allies, maybe a colleague you trust, a mentor, or a legal advisor. Don't try to take on the world solo. And most importantly, prepare mentally. Whether you speak up or not, this situation will affect you. Be ready to manage the emotional toll and consider therapy or counseling if it all gets too heavy. Your mental health is worth protecting too. So what's your move? Do you keep the secret to protect your job, your peace, and maybe your boss's llama farm? Or do you speak out, risk the fallout, and possibly save your colleagues, your conscience, and the company itself? It's not a Hollywood movie. You won't get dramatic background music, but you will walk away knowing you chose the path that aligned with your values. If you found yourself nodding, laughing nervously, or suddenly side-eyeing your manager, you know what to do. Smash that like and hit subscribe for more content that blends workplace drama, real talk, and just enough sarcasm to get you through your 9 to 5. And hey, drop a comment below. Would you speak out if your boss had a dark secret? Or keep quiet and hope the office doesn't turn into a Netflix documentary? Thanks for watching, and remember, stay curious, stay courageous, and maybe keep receipts. Until next time.